Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. What's up? Mr. O here, and today we're gonna learn how to find the slope of a line. When we talk about the slope, it characterizes the direction of a line. It can also identify the behavior of the line based on its slope. So basically, this is the steepness of the line. It could go from a positive, negative, zero, or undefined. Okay, so let's go ahead now. So let's have an idea about the behavior of the graph. So if the graph of the line is going from left to right, going up, so we know it's going to be a positive slope. If it's going down from left to right, you are having a negative slope. So if you're going up in a hill, you are increasing your slope in a positive value. And if you're going down the hill, then it's going to be negative. If you guys are walking straight, like flat, that is a zero slope. And when you're about to fall down the hill, it's undefined. Okay. So something that would remember and guide you. So when you are graphing a line, which we will learn in the future, you can easily identify now the characteristic of the slope based on the behavior of the line. So the slope of the line through the points, if you're given 2 points, you have an x coordinate, x1, y1 for the first coordinate, and x sub 2 and y2 for the second coordinate. If you find the change of y and divide by change of x, you identify the rise over run or the formula of slope, which is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by the x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And that will be your slope. And for this case, we will use m as the letter for our slope. Okay, so let's go ahead now. All right, let me write on the side here for the beginning that the formula of slope is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So find the slope given the points 4, negative 6, negative 4, and 10. We all know that everything here, the highlighted, are the x values. So I'm going to put here x sub 1. This is our y sub 1, this x sub 2, and y sub 2. That will help us to identify what goes with x and y. So applying the formula here, our y sub 2 is 10 minus negative 6 over x sub 2 is negative 4 minus, that's part of the formula, 4. We all know that negative times negative or negative negative will become positive. So this will be 10 plus 6, which will be 16. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. And that will give us negative 2. So our slope here, m equals negative 2. Okay, very easy. Now, what if we reverse it? What if we mess it up? Let's say we make this one here as the x2 this time and y2, x1, y1. Are we going to get the same answer? Let's prove it here. So y2, so I'm going to start with negative 6 minus 10 over 4 minus negative 4. If you will see here, negative 6 minus 10 will give us negative 16 over negative negative will be positive here, and this will be 8. 16 divided by negative 8 is negative 2, and they're the same. So either or, you should still get the same answer. Okay? Kaboom. Find the slope given the points negative 3, negative 3, negative 5, and 7, 10, 7, 0. So this is my x1, this is my y1, x2, y2. Writing the formula again, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Applying the formula here, y sub 2 here is 0 minus negative 5 over x sub 2 is 7 minus x sub 1, it's negative 3. Applying the negative negative will become positive here. So this will be 5. This will be another positive here. So this will be 10. So therefore, 5 over 10, you can reduce the lowest term, which is the answer, will be 1 half. Very easy. Kaboom. Now, find the slope given the points for -9, for 1. What do you notice about the given points? They both have 4 on the x value. So applying the formula, let's see what will happen here. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And y sub 2 here is going to be 1 minus -9 over x sub 2 is 4 minus 4. Two negatives, when you multiply them, becomes positive. This will be 10 over 4 minus 4 is 0. 10 divided by 0, it's not 0, but it will be undefined. And that's the answer. How do we know that one easily? Just have an idea here. When we graph 4, -9, 1, 2, 3, 4, -9 is somewhere here in the bottom portion. That's the 4, -9. 4, 1 is also the 4, and this is the 1. That's a 4, 1 there. If we connect those two blue points, what kind of graph do we have here? It's a vertical line. And if you remember what we did a while ago, if we have a vertical line, this is a vertical line, it will give us a slope undefined because you're falling down. And if it's a horizontal line, it will be a 0. And again, this is positive, this is negative line, slope of a line. So we expect that this will be undefined. A good hint I can tell you is that if the x value here are perfectly the same, it will be uh, undefined slope. Find the slope of a given point. This time, if you will notice, the y value is -6, this is also -6. So they're the same. So y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Y sub 2 there is -6 minus -6 over 3 minus 0. We know that two negatives will be positive, so this will be positive here. So this will be 0 over 3. 0 over 3, the answer there is 0. And if we have a 0, we expect that this will be a horizontal line. Just to add something here, if you will be asked to write the equation, since the common to them is -6, so the equation of this is y is equal to -6. Going back to the previous example, since common there is 4 to the x there is equal to 4. Okay, so if the equation is x equals 4, the graph will be a vertical line. If the equation is y equals -6, the graph there will be horizontal line. So let's graph it. 0, -6, 0, -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -6. 1, 2, 3, -6 is somewhere right here. And when you connect them, it's a horizontal line. There you go. This is the equation of y equals -6, or the slope is 0. Excuse me. So let's move on now. Find the value of r given the slope and the point. So we're going to find the value of r here. R here is a coordinate of x or y, depends on the problem. For this case, r is a x coordinate, and the slope is given this time. So we're going to find the value of r that will make the slope equals to -2/3. So what do we do here? Remember the formula of slope, m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1, x sub 2 minus x sub 1. We know that the slope, which is letter m, is equal to -2/3. So I'm going to plug in the -2/3 right here. -2 over 3. And this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. Excuse me. My y2 is 8 minus y1 is -2. So this will be a positive 2 now over x2 is r minus 4. And that will be my equation, working equation. And we're going to try to solve for the r. Let's simplify everything we can first here. So we have -2/3 is equal to 8 plus 2 is 10 over r minus 4. On this case, we're going to try to cross multiply them. We're going to multiply this -2 with the quantity r minus 4 and 3 by 10. So -2 r minus 4 is equal to 3 times 10 will be 30. You can distribute You can divide it by negative 2. I'm going to show you to distribute instead. Negative 2r plus 8 is equal to 30. And we're going to solve for the r here. Minus 8. Negative 2r, this cross out, is equal to 22. So if you divide everything there by negative 2, the answer is negative 11. So the value of r will be negative 11 if the slope is negative 2/3 and the rest of the given points. Okay? Kaboom. Let's go to the next one. Find the value of r given the slope and point. So the slope here is negative 5. Remember that this letter m, this is my x1, y1, x2, y sub 2. And there's an invisible 1 under the negative 5. Okay? So the formula again, m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1, x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So my m here is negative 5 over 1. Y sub 2 is 0 minus y sub 1. It's r over x sub 2 will be 5 minus, and x sub 1 is negative 3. So simplify it. Negative 5 over 1 is equal to 0 minus r over negative times negative will be positive. So this will be 8 now. And again, I'm going to multiply the 1 with this and negative 5 by that. Cross multiply basically. 1 times 0 minus r is equal to negative 5 times 8 is negative 40. We know that 0 minus r is just going to be negative r equals negative 40. And negative r times 1 will be negative r is equal to negative 40. So therefore, the value of r here is positive 40. There you have it. Kaboom. Just a real life application here. So RH, we're going to try to find the average rate of change, which is the same thing as slope. RAHS support organization raises $250 after 2 hours and $785 after 6 hours. What is the average rate of change in terms of, this should be of dollars per hour? Okay, so we're gonna find, well, let's identify the two scenario here. First scenario is that for every $250, that takes 2 hours. And then, no, the other way around, the other way around. In 2 hours, they have raised 250. And also the other one, in 6 hours, they have raised $785. So this is my x sub 1, that's my y sub 1, this is my x sub 2, this is my y sub 2. And we know the average rate of change, which is same as the slope formula, is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So therefore, my y sub 2 here was 785 minus 250 over 6 minus 2. In this case, we're probably going to need a calculator here. 785 minus 250 will give me $535 divided by 4. That tells us that there are $133.75 raised for every hour. And that is my average rate of change for this scenario. Okay, next. So at the beginning of our practice, the football team has 10 liters of jug water. Okay, so in the beginning, so that means they haven't started anything. That's 0 minute, and they have 10 liter of jug water. Jug water, and after 30 minutes, so let's have here 30 minutes, they only have 3 liters. And that will be my x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. And we know the formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1, x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And we know that the y sub 2 here is 3 minus 10 over 30 minutes minus 0. So this would be negative 7 over 30. And if you divide that one, negative 7 divided by 30, that means it's negative 0.23 liter per minute. So they're reducing by 23.23 liter every minute. Okay. All right, there you have it. I hope you learn how to find a slope. You know the formula of slope, the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You understand if it's positive, negative, zero, or undefined, and you're able to find the value of r using the slope formula, and we able to apply the formula of slope in finding